Okay, see our bronze items here that we've got? These were this color. Start off chrome, okay? So what we're doing is I'm actually using a Rust-Oleum paint and primer. I'm changing them. This works on a number of different things and all. This was, I think it's $5. Okay? So to do this, what you want to do is make yourself a couple of stations, okay? I've got a sanding station, painting station, drying station, notice the fan, okay? This stuff dries in about 30 minutes. I have to break the seal on this right here. All these spots and stuff, I don't really care about, okay? I'm going to break the seal on this. We're going to paint it, dry it, and it'll be good to go, okay? Few little tips on this. These little screws, placeholder screws, make sure they're inside the item before you do this, because otherwise you're going to paint inside of there and you're not going to be able to get them back out, okay? Other than that, you just want to make sure you sand it. When you sand it, make sure there is no shiny parts left. The back end stuff is fine. Under here, your call. But make sure any of the exposed area is covered. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing hard to do about this. But I'm actually going to try to do this piece live while I'm talking with y'all. We're going to hit this under part here too. Probably not going to get under here so much, but that's pretty much it. So I got a little Ryobi sander. You'll probably seen it a couple of different times if you see my stuff. And all we're going to do is sand that and paint. Should take it, no, not more than maybe 5 minutes, something like that. So here we go. Okay, you notice most of the shiny parts are now not shiny anymore, including the bottom. Well, my little screw did come out while I was doing that, so fair warning, maybe you may want to pull it out while you're sanding it and put it in. I was a little surprised it did that, but I was like, okay. I'm just going to screw it back in there. Like I say, you want it for the painting process, you want to make sure it's in there. Take your towel, rub it down. It's just getting all whatever dust may have kicked off on it, because you don't want to paint dust. That dust will come off and then you get a nice bare spot on your paint job. Notice I got a shiny spot there. That's all I need. Okay, so nice scuffed up look. Okay, so I moved to a little paint station here. Paint station, just paper, box, nothing major. Anything you don't want painted, go ahead and move. Okay, and what you want to do is don't spray on it, spray around it. If you spray on it, you're going to get drips. You don't want drips. You want just a fine mist on this thing. So it goes about like this. Okay, now I'll have to come back and do the bottom half of that later. We'll have to flip it over, but for now we're done painting on that. So I take my paper, and this is part of the reason I use paper, So take my paper, pick it up. I got a little stick here that I'm using just to move things. Kind of helps. I'm trying to, without touching it as much as I can, move it to my drying station. And we move to the next item. Simple as that. Now, some of these on occasion, like this one, I noticed I did actually get a little dripping involved. So you can see right in here, some in here, little scuff spots, and then a little right there. That's no big deal. All I got to do is when I'm done with this, I'm going to come back and re-sand this. Okay. We'll just even that paint back out, and we'll just reapply the paint. It's not really no big deal. So it's just a matter of making sure it's nice and smooth before I do this again. And you want to make sure you re-sand the whole thing. You don't want to like do a half and half and all, because that's where you'll wind up with some paint that's higher than others and all that. And this, you know, this is like a good example of why you want to paint properly the first time. Because now I got a bigger project and having to re-sand this whole thing. But anyway, that's not that big a deal either. But yeah, we're just doing that. We'll go to the next spot. This one, like, obviously I can't do both sides of it at once unless I suspend it or something. So I'm just going to do one side of it and then we'll flip it over, do the other side of it. Fairly easy. That's all there is to this though. So hopefully y'all can play with that, enjoy. So I'm majority of the way through. I was just finishing this one last thing, coming out here to check on it. And we're pretty well through. You can see there's a little discoloration here, so I'll spray it one more time. However, that's on mainly in the back, so I could maybe get away with it, but I'm going to go ahead and spray it one more time here on the back end of it, just to make sure that gets coated a little better than it was, just because that might get seen from the top. If it was all in the back, I wouldn't really care, but with it being just a little in the front, yeah, just a little off. I don't like that too much. So we'll give that one more go around here. Which case this top paper has been sprayed so much it's gotten sticky. So we're going to just flip that over. Put it on the bottom kind of. I don't want it on the floor. Just want to make sure I got a clean surface for the most part. I'll go that way. And then I've got this other one that I'm going to redo here. Mainly because you can see right in here, there's a drip that happened, which I'm not too happy about. Tried to fix the drip, didn't work out, so we'll just fix it. Which means we'll have to re-sand that completely. Let's fix this first. Where was those two spots? Right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because the main spot I'm worried about is right this area here. So I'm actually going to make it where that's the area I'm spraying, basically. That way not overcoating any other spots. Should be fine on top of that. Those two are still working on it. I'll show you what we did do so far. This is the toilet paper roller we did. Okay, you can tell it looks pretty well done. No, there was a few little spots in terms of like if you change the roll, you can see here. I didn't bother too much with those. Didn't matter because that's not going to get seen anyways. So that is done. Looks pretty good there. This here we're going to mount on the wall still. Okay, it got done. As you can tell, it looks pretty good and all that. It'll be facing this direction. So there's a one little spot in the middle of it, but it was like, this will actually be covered here, so that's no big deal. And then this will have a towel on it, so I'm not too worried about that middle spot either. In this other bathroom, currently we have the dish soap holder, which you can see pretty well. Looks nice and all that. And then the towel holder right here. Looks pretty well. So that's basically it. And I mean, it looks pretty clean, you know, and all. I'm also going to debate on, I'm debating on doing this. This I'll have to pull apart and do sections. This, even down in here. But just going to one of those whether it's worth it or not. But we're debating on that too. So that's pretty much it. Hope you all have enjoyed. Oh, and then of course the light. So we'll do that at some point too. So, but that's pretty much it. Hope y'all like the way it turned out.